Now this chapter feels like a shift from property laws to company laws. But I know in practice, many properties are owned by companies. So tell me clearly, why is Companies Act important for valuation?
Very important question. In modern real estate, a large portion of assets are held through corporate structures. So a valuer must understand not just the property, but also who owns it, how it is governed, and what legal controls apply. That is where the Companies Act 2013 becomes critical. Let's start from the basics. What are the core principles? There are 4 key pillars. Shareholder democracy and protection. Shareholders have participation in key decisions, protection of minority interests.
So major decisions cannot be taken arbitrarily?
Correct. Especially in cases involving asset sale or transfer, shareholder approval may be required. Enhanced corporate governance. This includes independent directors, audit committees, ethical management.
So checks and balances exist?
Yes, ensuring proper decision-making and asset management. Transparency and disclosure. Companies must disclose financial information, assets and liabilities, related party transactions.
So property held by company is visible in records?
Yes, which helps valuers in data verification and analysis. Accountability. Directors and key management are accountable for decisions, asset handling.
So mismanagement can be questioned?
Absolutely.
Now, how does governance directly affect property?
Governance structures control, board of directors, take strategic decisions, approve acquisition, disposal, financing. Audit committee oversees financial reporting, ensures proper valuation and compliance. Independent directors provide unbiased oversight, ensure fair transactions.
Shareholder approval, Section 180.
Important point, major transactions like sale of undertaking, leasing of significant assets require special resolution from shareholders.
So property cannot be freely sold by management?
Correct. There are legal checks.
Now this is interesting. Different company types.
Yes, ownership structure affects valuation risk. Private company. Restrictions on share transfer, limited members, less liquidity.
So property held here may have limited marketability?
Yes, indirectly. Public company. No restriction on share transfer, greater transparency, higher disclosure.
So better liquidity and visibility?
Correct. One-person company, OPC. Single owner, corporate structure for individuals. Holding and subsidiary companies. Complex group structures, intercompany transactions, consolidated financial positions.
So valuation must consider group relationships?
Yes, very important.
Section 8 companies, non-profit. No profit distribution, property held for specific objectives. So valuation approach may differ?
Yes, because commercial return may not be the objective.
Now tell me clearly, what should a valuer actually do differently because of Companies Act?
4 key responsibilities. Understand ownership structure. Who owns the property, individual or corporate entity, group structure. Assess legal compliance. Board approvals, shareholder approvals, regulatory compliance. Evaluate risk profile. Governance quality, transparency level, legal risks. Ensure fair valuation. Avoid bias, ensure arm's length transactions, support governance requirements.
So if I connect everything, company structure affects ownership, governance affects decision-making, compliance affects transaction validity, transparency affects data reliability.
Excellent understanding. Always remember, when property is held by a company, you are not just valuing the asset, you are valuing it within a legal, governance and corporate structure.
So valuation becomes a combination of property analysis and corporate analysis.
Exactly. That is what differentiates a basic valuer from a professional expert.